been chillin', watching the ocean with you. Baby, up with a slow motion crew. And we up in our cloudlands when people change, but not us. And we just chillin', kicking it, kissed by the sun. Could be soaked to the skin in the mall soon. I know she got the good vibes when seasons change, but we're the same. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes aren't funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. 'Cause you got me holding, holding. 'Cause you got me holding. And I'll be running, possessed by a low, low voodoo. Fired up like a wolf on a full moon. And we're stuck in a la la land. The tides will turn without us. And I'll be killing time like I might be a cartoon. Take it in real life like haiku. I know we got the good vibes when pieces fall right into place. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes aren't funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. 'Cause you got me holding, holding. 'Cause you got me holding. Play me like a bass guitar, simmer down and mash me up, tripping like I'm Jimmy at Woodstock. Drumming round in your red Ford, shivers down my spinal cord. Oh, 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 oh. 'Cause you got me holding, holding. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes aren't funny, my tongue tied up on it. got you in my sight. I keep all the words you said to me. I get you, get you, get you, get you on your knees. Rewrite all the things you said that I should be. I'll get you, get you, get you. Now you'll beg me, please. Hey. Now I stay away. You were never meant to save me. Now I stay away. I'll hear you say you're sorry. Hate I even loved you. Hate I fell in love with you. Hate I even loved you. Hate I kinda fell in love with you. Hate I even loved you. Hate I fell in love with you. Hate I even loved you. Hate I kinda fell in love with you. With you, I cried with you. Now will not be alone. I lied for you. I tried for you.
Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome back to another video today. Back at it again with the ACGL X RaceFace F1 event. Today we are back at COTA, the second American track out of the 3 in the series. And thankfully today I am actually joined in the comm box by the one and only Azure. Azure, you want to introduce yourself?
How's it, guys?
So yeah.
I'm commentating for tonight as well.
Yeah, so Joe's going to be joining me in the commentary box just to help a little bit. It does get a little bit intense with a lot of races and one guy. So, yeah, so it's looking to be quite a good race. A lot of people from last race have come back, because there is a prize pool, so people are going to be contesting for that. But before we begin qualifying, I'm going to quickly take you guys through the tires for this weekend. So as you can see, the basic tire compounds, softs, mediums, and hards. Obviously, your soft compound tires being your softest tire, your mediums being balanced, and your hards being your longest lasting. And then obviously you've got the inters and the wets available as well. So those are the 5 tire compounds available from the drivers today. But qualifying is going to slowly start to get underway now. I just want to quickly take away some of these overlays. There we go. All right, cool. And that should be good. So we're just going to wait for the drivers to get out now. We are joined by a couple new drivers, namely Zakia. Marsh has joined us today. I believe he couldn't join us last race due to load shedding issues, as well as Stoned as usual. I'm not too sure if I saw him last week, but it is great to see these drivers here. We're going to begin the commentary shortly as soon as the drivers do head out for Q1. It's not going to be too interactive for the first bit of qualifying, but as it starts to come to the end, we'll start throwing around a few things. So we'll see you guys as soon as they start heading out.
Right.
Alrighty then. So people have started to leave their grid boxes. Just want to get back into the game. All right, there we go. So we've got a few people out on track. Stoned as usual out on track, rocking that America's livery, which is quite nice around these American circuits. And then obviously also Demo currently on his outlap, as well as Afro. So yeah, so it's looking to be a pretty good qualifying session today. Nice out in the sun in COTA.
Right. Leading our outlaps seems to be TJ.
TJ out in the front for outlaps currently, so we're going to be watching him for a bit. We're going to head on board with him just to watch. Yeah, so this the past race was quite interesting. A couple of disconnects here and there, which caused a little bit of interference. Afrodox actually taking the win for last week, which is Afro in P8. Taking the win for last week, which has actually set the standard pretty well for him for this event, especially knowing that each position counts for a certain amount of points, so it's not just top 10, which is quite crucial also for the drivers who DNF. They actually still get points, which assist them. So we're going to be on board over here with TJ. I just want to quickly disable this. Apologies, guys. I just want to pull this up. Cool. Sweet. So we are going to be on board with TJ. He's starting his first lap now. On board with him. And there we go. Breaking into first corner, the hairpin at COTA. Live speed is up for TJ, as we can see. Well over 200 kilometers through these S's here at COTA. And so far, not too much to speak about. We're still waiting. There's a lot of drivers still in the outlap. Everyone now coming out in the outlap to try and set a final, their first lap time. Humid's still in the pit lane, which is a little bit weird to see. Obviously, just relaxing for a bit. The track is quite busy at the time being, so I don't blame him for that at all. And let's take a look at the session weather for today. 19 degrees air temp, 28 degrees track temp. It's looking clear for the rest of the race. It should be clear for all three of the races this series. We saw clear weather for Miami, and we're going to see clear weather for COTA. So hopefully it stays like that, but it definitely should. So on board here with TJ, still on his flying lap, so we're still going to be watching him as he goes over the line. He will be setting the provisional pole lap for this qualifying session. And I just need to do this, because it would be great if Azure could see what I was doing. Okay, if F1 would let me tab in, there we go, sweet. Alright, so on board the chicken wing now, also on an out lap. TJ has just set the lap time, there we go. So currently 1:34.7 being the provisional fastest lap. Azure, is that anything good from what you know of, or?
So far, I remember the gents saying that they were doing 1:32s in time trial. So maybe, well, obviously the track will improve over time. So 1:34 would probably be standard.
Yeah,
at this
definitely.
moment in time.
All right, so 1:34 so far from TJ, currently leading the pack. Official Demo setting a 1:36.5. That's seeming a little bit off pace, but we've actually got everyone on the grid besides Robin and Humid currently on their flying laps. So we're going to be seeing a lot of lap times coming through when they pass the timing clock. Going on board now with Corsair, about to complete his lap, going onto the third and final sector of this circuit. Yeah, so I just want to quickly sort everything out. Zakia sets a 1:34.0. So that is currently the fastest, is a 1:34 flat. We've got a caution in sector 1. I'm not too sure that's going to be anything hectic. Venom goes ahead and sets the fastest lap of 1:33.5. I just want to go and head the lap time
that's up. Far more expected now, 1:33.8.
Yeah, definitely. So 1:33.8.
And Marsh pipping it with a 1:32.7.
So Marsh with a 1:32.7, currently the fastest time. Obviously that is provisional. We are going to see a lot of changes, but Corsair also sitting a 1:33.10. So currently Marsh the only driver sitting in the 1:32.7. So great stuff from him so far. Alrighty then, so we're seeing a lot more drivers are coming across the line. So Stoned as usual with a 1:36 flat. Also not the greatest time, but we should see some improvement. Demo coming in will probably put on a new set of softs. Chicken Wing with a 137, also not the greatest time, so he's going to need to pick up a little bit of pace there. And then Alf with a 138.9, which is quite slow, unfortunately. So we're going to be watching some of these other drivers. It seems like Corsair... I just want to go on board to check his ERS now. So his ERS is absolutely depleted, so he's definitely going to be coming in this lap. Alrighty then, and Jarvis now sitting in third place with a 133.5. Venom following up with a 133.8, like we saw over there, which is around about the lap times we should be seeing around here. So those 138s and 137s are going to need to lose a little bit of time to get up to these guys in the top 5. Alright, we're just scanning for a few more changes. Okay, cool. So Venom comes in, most probably going to put on a new set of softs. Keycracker has joined us. I think it is unfortunately a little bit too late, as I do not see his name in the standings, which means that he will probably start quali last, which is unfortunate, but he is still able to race, which is quite lucky. Just looking for a few more lap times. Stone as usual comes into pit. Everyone now coming into the pits. Only people out still is TJ and Jarvis. TJ definitely looking like he's on a lap right now. We're going to be with him coming around the final corner. Will it be an improvement? Currently sitting 6th with a 134.7. Goes across the line, and it is a great improvement. A 133.1 sits behind Corsair in 3rd place. So great lap there from TJ. That's put him up into the podium positions, and he's pushed Jarvis down to 4th.
Yeah, Marsh still with his 4/10 commanding lead in provisional pole. And I see Humidifier is still in the pit lane. Keycracker did manage to join us as well.
Oh, he did.
And then Afrodox seems to be on a hot lap right now. So maybe you hop onto him right now.
There he goes. Is he on a hot lap? Yeah, he's definitely on a hot lap. So we're going to go on board with the Afrodox right now on a flying lap. He has not set a time yet, but as I mentioned before, he was last week's race winner. So there is a little bit of pressure on him to put up the performance that he did like last week. So we're expecting a top 3 from him. We see that back market driver getting out of the way to not obstruct this qualifying lap. We're going to be seeing his car going onto the back straight now here at COTA, and that speed is going to ramp up majorly. We're going to put up that live timing over here to watch as he just climbs, and then we go DRS swings wide open down the back straight over here, well over 300 k's an hour. Already 50% of the battery's been used, and heading into the heavy braking zone of the pinnacle hairpin of the back straight. Onto the 3rd sector now for Afrodox. So far this is looking like a pretty good lap. So this could be pretty good for him.
Fastest middle sector as well.
Fastest middle sector, alright. So that's pretty good from him. That's gonna prove great to trying to get a top 3, potentially even taking away Marsh's throne position. I'm not too sure if he'll be able to do it, but we're going to be watching him still. We're going to go into the bird's eye camera over here just to watch him as he comes through the final few corners. Onto the final corner now as we speak of it. The line is right in front of them. That DRS flap is going to open for one last time, and he pushes Corsair down to 3rd, up into 2nd. Now the 2nd driver to set a sub 133. So great stuff from Afrodox.
It was a very strong lap. He had a great exit on the final corner, and he ran it very tight and close to the line as well. So a bit surprised he didn't pit March there, but yeah, strong lap nonetheless.
Definitely, but as we mentioned before, the track is going to evolve, and these are just provisional for now. We've still got 8 minutes left of this qualifying session, so anything can happen. I'm thinking that we're going to see probably around 132.5s, 132.6s coming from some of these front runners who start to push. Let's try and look for someone else currently on outlap. A little bit of a squabble there from Corsair, I saw that.
Yeah, I believe he'll be beginning his fast lap just now.
Oh yes, he's still on outlap. Alright, cool. Jarvis still on outlap. TJ is still chilling in the pits. This is Venom. I believe he's on a hot lap. No, he's definitely not. He hasn't used any batteries, so not too sure what's going on over there.
Yeah, and Corsair has just exited the final corner and he started his lap.
Cool, so we're going to be with Corsair for his flying lap to potentially take away Marsh's crown and potentially push Afrodox down to 3rd or take that 2nd place. So we're going to be watching him. He starts Sector 1 here at COTA. Looking good so far. Obviously, we can't judge just yet. We need to start seeing some of those sector times. Looking good through the S's there at COTA. Not too much understeer or oversteer so far, which is great.
Yeah, he's keeping it nice and tight through there. Very strong first sector from him.
Very good. All right, so we're going to be coming onto the back straight again. We're going to get that live speed up just to show you how fast these cars can go down the main straight. Alright, so here he goes. DRS flap goes open there. Climbing well above 300 k's on the back straight. So far looking like a very strong lap. Going to be going into his sector 3 very, very shortly. Should be... Oh, and it's 2/10s down actually. Which is really, really good. So he is pulling faster than his previous lap, which is great for him. So he might be able to take away Aphrodite's second place, although that 2/10s is so far looking like a 1:32.9, but I'm assuming he's going to take away a bit of time on the final. But there's someone obstructing over there, but thankfully they're on the inside away from the racing line. So Corsair coming around the final corner now. Will it be fast enough to take away second place from Aphrodite or potentially Marsh? And no, unfortunately it's not enough to take down Marsh, but he does take second place back from Aphrodite. So 1:32.839. Very, very close between him and Aphrodite. So a little bit of a rivalry I'm starting to see between these two. Even from the previous race, actually, those two battled a lot. But as we speak about that, Key Cracker has retired from the session. And as we speak of it as well, Humid comes out for his first out lap, it seems. So he's obviously just been relaxing in the pit lane, waiting for the perfect moment to come out. So we'll see what he can do. He hasn't got much time to play with, but let's see definitely what he can do. So far the standings are as follows. Marsh first, Corsair second, Aphrodite in third. Oh, that was a little bit of a tail whip, I saw that. Aphrodite in third, TJ in fourth, Jarvis in fifth, Venom in sixth, Zakir in seventh, Stone as usual in 8th, Demo in 9th, and then Rocking Robin finalizing the top 10. So far looking pretty competitive between the top 10. About, what is that, 4 seconds difference between top 10th and 1st, so a little bit of a big margin, but it is quite tight between the top 3 right now, all in the 132s, high 132s. So a lot of competition is going to be seen by them, and as we say that, Marsh has come out, so he's on his out lap now, so we might be seeing a potentially faster lap time, and I believe that's someone going into the pit with a broken wing. Yeah, that's Stone as usual coming into the pit lane with a broken wing. So not too sure what happened.
Marsh has invalidated his flying lap by going over the white line on the start of his flying lap.
Oh, really?
So he's going to have to go around again.
That is really unfortunate for Marsh. So you're probably going to disable that ERS and keep it at 100%. Go again, try and preserve these tires. You can see it how he's keeping his speed to a minimum, because he's going to have to go again. Like Azure mentioned, he has invalidated, which is unfortunate.
Hop onto Humidifier real quick. He is currently on his out lap.
His
hot lap.
Yeah, his hot lap. Alright, so we're on board with Humid over here. Definitely on an out lap. A lot of speed pumping through here. And coming onto the back straight now, actually right behind Marsh, the driver we were just spectating. And we're going to be watching him as he goes now. DRS flap is going to open very shortly. And he might actually pull Slipstream from Marsh. I believe these two are teammates.
Yes, he does.
He does indeed. He's pulling Slipstream from Marsh, getting the extra speed advantage on the back straight. This could be crucial for him to get up to the top 3, which would be a great fight. Like we saw last week, there was 4 people in particular, which was Jarvis, Aphrodite, Demo, and Humid, who were constantly fighting neck and neck for battle for second. So it is a great fight to watch and a great fight to spectate. So let's continue watching and see if Humid can crack this and potentially take away that throne position from Marsh. Oh, and he's pulling into the pit lane.
And he nearly loses it too.
Oh, okay, so I wonder what happened there. Great run, it looked, but I think it was not what he was looking for, maybe. All drivers coming into the pit lane now. 3 minutes left of qualifying, so this is where we are going to see drivers coming out onto that final set of soft tires to give that one last push. But as we are speaking of it, Chicken Wing, I believe, is on a flying lap. Yeah, he is, but he's completely out of ERS. And that's not enough to actually get him a better lap time towards the line. So I'm not too sure what's happened to him. But
yeah,
that is
Marsh is currently just exited the first sector on his flying lap. And he has made a slight mistake coming out over the hill just before the turn into the final back straight.
So potentially crucial mistake from Marsh, which could lead to him not setting a fastest lap. Fortunate for him, he is currently on provisional pole, so he is not under too much pressure to try and get up there. He is currently sitting at the top, so great from him. May not be a faster lap on his final lap. He might be able to push again, but I'm pretty sure half of that battery is gone. And there you see it over there, 44% of that battery left. So he's definitely going to be pushing it. And he's, as you can see, there's 6/10 up, unfortunately. And as you speak of the Corsair retires from the session. So I'm not too sure what happened there. But yeah, as you were saying, Marsh, unfortunately, 7/10 up, so not a great lap.
He's trying to save battery now in the final 3 right-handers.
That's definitely not going to work, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's run out of straight to charge that battery.
Yeah.
Even though he's using the brake method. I believe even with 80%, he can still manage to pump out a hot lap, but I don't know if his tires will hold on.
No, I definitely don't think so.
He has put like 2 out laps on those tires, and then of course a half a hot lap. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we'll definitely see. So 68% battery. Is he going to try? You just got to try in life. So he's going to try. We're going to be behind him over here as we watch him. DRS flap goes open. Not a lot of ERS left for Marsh. So I don't think personally he'll be able to set a faster time, but you have to try. Alright, so let's see if we can find anyone else. TJ up into 4th place. We weren't really watching that at 1:33.1, or is that still his time from the beginning?
That is still his time.
Alright, so still TJ's time. Jarvis still in 5th, also not any improvement there. So it seems like everyone behind Afrodox is practically the same. Humid also not really setting a lap time. You know, no laps done by him, unfortunately. As you can see up there, 0 laps done. So he's currently on an out lap, which means this is going to be his one and only lap to potentially set a time. So let's see if he can do something here. Right, getting
Afrodox is currently waiting. He also wants to set his lap.
Afrodox is going ham. There he goes. So Afrodox and Humid, 2 very, very quick drivers currently on their flying lap. So we may see 2 very, very good lap times here at the end of qualifying. And qualifying ends now, unfortunately. So anyone who didn't cross the line before that has finished, unfortunately. So Alf, Robin, and Chicken Wing are unfortunately out. And what is that oh no from?
Afrodox is being blocked hard by the driver that started his hot lap before him.
Oh, that is really unfortunate. So the driver in front is also setting a lap time in front of Afrodox. So that is going to really affect him, because you can see the driver in front is nowhere near as fast right now as Afrodox. So he is just losing pace right now. And
yeah, I believe that is Demo, and they're fighting into the hairpin.
Fighting into the hairpin on a final quali lap. This is quite an extraordinary thing to see. Afro does take that position away, but we're going to see it now. Okay, he's actually 3/10 up, which is not bad. So he's gone faster despite the fighting, and I think that might be because of the slipstream advantage. It has benefited him. Still Humid as well. Humid also still on a flying lap. We probably won't be seeing any faster delta from him, because this is his one and only lap. So as you can see there, no faster delta. Afrodox now coming onto the final corner. Will it be enough to potentially take down Marsh in first, or take Corsair down in second? We will see it as he crosses the line, and it's first place. There we go, 1:32.3. Absolutely phenomenal lap from Afrodox.
I don't believe Humidifier will have it. He was 2/10 down in sector 2.
Right, on board with Humid.
See what he does.
Crucial lap. Will Humidifier be able to at least get top 3? And he does. He takes second place. That is crazy. So second place, Humidifier.
He must have had a remarkable sector 1 and 3.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, just beat out by the slipstream that Afrodox received.
Yeah, so somehow Afrodox setting an extraordinary lap, even though he was stuck behind another driver. But like you say, Humid could have possibly benefited from this if he gave a couple more laps in advance to try and get used to the track. Only setting 1 actual qualifying lap. So that is the end of qualifying for the COTA United States Grand Prix. So yeah, so we're going to round up now with the qualifying order for the race. So Afrodox up on pole again, same position that he finished the race last week. Humid taking second place. Third is Marsh. Corsair down in 4th. TJ in 5th. Jarvis in 6th. Venom in 6th. So the 2 Terror Boys in 6th and 7th. Zakira in 8th. Demo in 9th. Stoned as usual, rounding up the top 10. Chicken Wing in 11th. Robin in 12th. Alf in 13th. Keycracker in 14th. And that is the 14 drivers on the grid. So great qualifying session, I should say myself. But we will see you guys as soon as the drivers are ready for lights out. Alrighty then, so we have loaded into race day. So this is going to be quite a close battle. Like I mentioned before, the first race was crucial for drivers like Afrodox, and unfortunately Corsair was actually leading that race last week and had connection issues, and he dropped out, and it caused him to come a lot further back than he should have. Humidifier also last weekend having a little bit of a spin into the first turn and causing him to go all the way down into last place. So we'll see if he can potentially do better this race, possibly keep that second place that he worked for. Maybe even dive Afrodox on turn 1. Azure, do you know if second place starts on the left or right?
I believe second place does start on the left.
So we might be able to actually see a jump from Afrodox a jump from Humid on Afrodox as he is sitting in second place. So Afrodox will be exposed on the right side of that track. So we could potentially see a very, very interesting turn 1, but we'll have to wait and see. Drivers are on the grid. 3 red lights, 4 red lights, 5 red lights. It's lights out, and away the drivers go. So there we go, drivers away right now. Afrodox currently sitting in first place. Still, Marsh actually taking second place. What happened to Humid? So Humid tries to go defensive. Someone goes up the inside. Corsair up into second. Marsh up into third. Humid losing out majorly from second down to fourth already. Not
I
great.
believe it's because of those hard tires. He chose hard tires for the start.
So Humid actually went on hard tires for the start of the race. So not the greatest for the start of the race, but will help him as he goes through this race. But that is a great performance from Corsair and Marsh, taking the jump away from Humid. And we're seeing a couple of moves down the end of the pack. Keycracker has unfortunately lost the car, and that whole front wing is gone. So that is going to be a major lack of downforce for him. But back up to first place over here. Safety car has been deployed, virtual safety car I should say. But so far, great scenes on the first lap. No hectic incidences like we saw last week where drivers were retiring, but we did have one minor incident. But so far, all is still good.
Yeah, I see the last 2 drivers, Chicken Wing and Keycracker, have both lost their wings, so they will be coming into the pits on the first lap.
So yeah,
they both started on softs, so they can actually dump those tires and go onto the hard mediums.
So we can see both of those drivers actually on the soft tires have lost the front wing completely.
And racing has started once again. Here we have Corsair actually jumped. Afrodox in the lead.
So Corsair from 4th up into first place within the first lap of this Grand Prix. The scenes that we're seeing today at COTA are absolutely outrageous, guys. Corsair up into first place, Afrodox down into second, and Marsh up into third. Corsair obviously setting the fastest lap. But this is going to be really tight. Afrodox is not going to let that slide, and I believe he was looking a little bit up the inside over there to see if he could take away that position. But Zakir loses connection, I believe, to the server. He's unfortunately
I will re-invite him.
And then we go. So Keycracker, a 5-second penalty, unfortunately, for speeding in the pit lane. That is not what you want, unfortunately. That is a very static penalty, and that is a one-time 5-second penalty added to your end of race time. But continuing now, of course, so 4th up into first. Afrodox lost out from 1st to 2nd. Marsh actually remained 3rd, and Humid from 2nd to 4th. So not too great from Humid. But so far the sights from the top 5 are looking good, and as we see over there in the background, Chicken Wing and Keycracker both coming out of that pit lane. Obviously Keycracker with that 5-second time penalty, so not great scenes from him. Chicken Wing has actually retired from the session.
Oh no, safety car.
That is full safety car, so I believe he's probably binned it. I unfortunately just didn't get the camera on him. He's probably binned it into the wall or lost the rear end, so that is really unfortunate from his side. That is going to be a safety car like we see over here. So, damn, very interesting beginning lap so far. And Keycracker gets a drive-through penalty.
Oh no, speeding under the safety car.
Yeah, not looking too great with speeding today. Speeding in the pit lane, speeding on a safety car, that's a lot of penalties. let's go ahead and look at the weather delta also for this session. Still pretty dry, air temp of 19 degrees, track temp 28 degrees, clear for the rest of the session. So far looking pretty good for the rest of the session. But yeah, safety car has been pulled out. The drivers are going to just take some time now to actually catch up.
This will actually give Zakir the perfect time to rejoin the race. I believe he had some lobby issues that prevented him from resuming the race.
Yeah, so we actually see Zakir via ghosted car because his actual player has left the lobby. So that is currently the level 40 AI taking control of his car, and that AI is not fast at all. But Keycracker, 32 seconds down, goes in for his drive-through penalty, but I don't think you can serve a drive-through under safety car. I think he might unfortunately be wasting time here. I think it's gonna let him go. No, it's actually pulling him into the pits. So I think he misjudged this. He tried to go in for his drive-through, and you unfortunately cannot serve a drive-through under safety car. So he's gonna have to sit in the pit lane, but it does look like he's serving that 5-second time penalty that he got from speeding. So Zakira has joined the session, which is good.
Alright.
So I just really need to pull something back up. Alrighty then, so as you can see, the drivers are now behind the safety car. Yeah, so the drivers are now behind the safety car. Chicken Wing has left the session, which is unfortunate. DNF'd from him. The safety car should be coming in relatively soon. I'm so sorry, guys. I have not put the track map up. Apologies about that. Alright, so there's the track map. There we can actually see the safety car. And as you can see, that pack is quite huddled, except for who's that? Keycracker, super far behind, 45 seconds behind the rest of the pack. So the safety car won't come in unless he catches up, I believe.
Yeah, that is true.
So we might be sitting
And
there for a while.
Zakir heads into the pits. I believe he just rejoined.
Alright, so Zakir rejoins, heads into the pit lane for not too sure of a reason why. He might be going for some sort of undercut strategy, but he is on those medium tires. See the pit lane delta from him. Should be a 2.2. Pretty good stop from him. 2.2 seconds from Zakir. So looking good from his side. Rockin' Robin's actually got wing damage. I was just scrolling through, I was scrolling through the plays now. He's got wing damage. I'm wondering what that's from.
It is completely off.
Yeah, completely
it wasn't off earlier.
Yeah, so he's completely lost the wing. It hasn't been from contact with the player, because otherwise another player would have received the penalty for that. So I wonder what he did. I didn't see anywhere where he went off or any yellow flag, so I wonder how he's actually lost that entire front wing. It's not even a chip. The entire thing is gone. So that's going to be crucial from him. That is going to make him really, really slow. He's going to have to pit, and that's going to take a whole lot of time. But as we say, that Keycracker has joined the main pack again. So safety car should be coming in this lap. We hope it does come in this lap, because we would love to get back into racing. As I said, safety car is in this lap. So we're going to head over to the race leader to see his jump. So we're going to probably see him start to falter that throttle pedal a little bit. Trying to get a little bit of a jump on Aphrodox behind him, because you can see Aphrodox is hungry for that first place. He's right on the gearbox of Corsair, watching for the launch. So we're going to be seeing him slowly just try to keep that car slow and try and catch the jump on all the drivers behind him. So we got the live speed up as soon as we see that jump. currently at 90 kilometers an hour, waiting for Corsair to throttle. There we go, and the throttle pedal goes up. He's got the jump right, has the other drivers predicted it. Afro actually losing a little bit of time to Corsair, so Corsair catching Afro a little bit off guard, but Marsh is right on the gearbox, and so is Humidifier, right behind Marsh's teammate. And I believe that is someone going into the pit lane. Rocking Robin is going into the pit lane over there. But Corsair keeps his first place. Afrodoc's unable to do anything, but no one else behind is also able to do anything. So far, same position as we were in safety car. We should be seeing some form of action soon, though.
They're keeping it nice and tidy throughout the first sector. Coming up into the second sector now. I see the front four have pulled away, with TJ leading.
Yeah, so
his own little bubble.
TJ, as you can see, now 8 tenths are already behind Humid, so you can see that top four over there in the distance as they start to start to gap a little bit. TJ losing a lot of time, and we see in the front there, Corsair trying to break the slipstream from the driver behind him at the moment. He doesn't want to give Afro that free slipstream down the straight. Although he does have two teammates, Marsh and Humidify, behind him, that he could potentially benefit and help them to get past Afro. But you'll never know the scenes that we see here at RaceFace X ACGL. So we're going to keep an eye on these top four. I have a feeling it might be similar to the top four battle that we saw last week at Miami, where it was just constant swapping and attacking. Which would be great racing to see from these four, as we know that these four are great drivers, fast and consistent. So we're going to keep an eye on them.
I don't think we should discount TJ and Jarvis. They are also on the back of Humidifier.
Oh, so there we go.
Seems
so TJ,
like,
yeah, there we go.
Yeah, it seems like we'll have a DRS train up and running soon.
Yeah, so TJ and Jarvis pulled up their socks a little bit, probably used a little bit of DRS. Let's get on board there. Okay, that's definitely a glitch. There we go, so 67%. Burning a little bit of ERAs to stay with that main pack, but as you can see over here, the top six are really not separated at all. I mean, look at that. It's like literally everyone is in perfect DRS distance to each other.
Something happened to Corsair.
Corsair.
Oh no, that's a disconnect. That's lag.
That was a little bit of lag, yeah, from our side. It seems like everyone is still in the same position. Yeah, everyone's still in the same position, so not too sure what that was, but we're going to see the DRS come in effect next lap only, unfortunately, due to the safety car. But we can see Corsair aggressively weaving to try and break that slipstream. But Afrodoc's actually getting pretty close to Corsair. You can see it over there. That gap is minute. Yeah. 2 tenths. And, Afrodox looks up the inside a bit, actually, of Corsair. So he's really wanting to get that first place back. And actually gives him a little bit of a lap tap. Now on the inside of Corsair. Corsair covering the inside for the next corner, though. He's going to go defensive, and as you can see, Afrodox just gets pushed out, and Marsh actually takes advantage. Okay, no, so Afrodox takes the position back.
Afrodox just gets spun, and Corsair gets spun.
Oh, so Corsair spun, and Afrodox spun. Did they spin each other?
Yes, it seems that on the inside, Afrodox on the inside made contact with Corsair on the outside, and they both went round.
So, there we go. Marsh claims first place. Like he was in qualifying. Humid back up into second place after his bad start. Was that someone on the main grid also spinning? And it was.
Oh, it was Stone as
usual. Unfortunately, that is really unfortunate. I'm trying to stick with Robin to see if we'll see his AI in the wall, but I think the marshals would have cleared it already. Stone as usual, losing the rear end coming out of the final corner, and he is out of this race. So 2 DNFs so far. Wow. The action of this lap was crazy. I mean, Corsair and Afrodox, the two main rivals right now of this league, from what we've seen in the first race of the series. The two race rivals unfortunately take each other out, but obviously it wasn't on purpose. It was just very close. I think it was at 1.4 wide with Marsh, Humid, Afro and Corsair, so just very tight racing, and one slip up unfortunately leads to that.
Yeah, these safety cars are not helping the hard runners at all. I believe the medium runners can dump their tires now, go onto the hards and finish the race, whereas the hard runners, they will still need to pit and will be put 22 seconds down.
So Humid might have to alternate that strategy. He thought that starting on the hard tire might be beneficial thinking that there won't be too many safety cars, but unfortunately 2 safety cars already in the span of 7 laps. So these hard tires not looking like they were meant to be the strategy for this race. But like you said, the medium runners are going to get to that point now where they can dump these tires, head onto the hard tires, and finish this race with a one-stop strat. So yeah, so quite hectic strategy options that some of these drivers are going to need to decide, especially those hard runners like Humid. But as we speak of it, TJ gets a penalty. I'm not too sure what that's for, and I'm not too sure what penalty that's for. Let's just quickly check. No, it won't show me, unfortunately. Should we leave the tire laps on, or should we leave the position gainage on? No, we'll leave them off. There we go. Okay, so TJ actually comes into the pit lane. We're seeing all of those runners, like you said, Marsh coming into the pit lane, dumping those softs, those mediums onto the hard tire. Corsair coming in as well to get rid of those mediums and put on the hards. And like we said, Humid stays out because, he's on the hard tires, and so does Jarvis, also on the hard tires. Venom as well, followed on the hard tires. So, as you can see, these are your provisional poles right now. Marsh, TJ, Corsair. How did TJ get out in front of Corsair? It's a bit of a weird thing to see. So TJ actually gets out in front of Corsair, and then Demo taking 8th place right now. So yeah, pretty spectacle scenes right now. Afrodox has chosen not to pit, even though he is on those medium tires, and he could have actually gone for the hards, but he's chosen not to pit.
Are you sure he has not pitted?
Yeah, let's bring up the Telemi. He might have done another set of okay, no, I lie. Sorry. So he has pitted. He's kept on the mediums though, so he probably thinks, I'm thinking a medium to softs, or potentially he's trying to think he can go out to mediums to the end of the race.
I believe he'll do a medium now, because he did start on those hard, so a medium will benefit him greatly.
Oh, did he
you can make up a lot of time. Yeah, you can make up a lot of time with 2 softer compound tires in a dual sprint.
Yeah.
And so we'll have to see what he plans on doing.
Definitely.
I believe with those mediums, he can catch up and overtake the front runners, and then later on, pit again, do 10 laps, and he'll definitely pull a gap. So we'll see what happens.
Definitely. So it's looking like very, very tight scenes over here. Lots of pit stops happening. I apologize for the confusion, guys. I really thought he started on the mediums, he started on the hards. So a few things that I just need to take note of. But so far, provisional top 5 is Humid, Jarvis, Venom, Alpha, and Marsh. So obviously these 4 top runners have not pitted. Alpha also on the mediums. I just want to check if he's actually pitted. And Alpha's not pitted, actually, still on 7-lap old mediums. So he might be at a disadvantage to the hard runners behind him who are on fresh tires. His mediums are going to start to drop quite drastically now. Right, and safety car still staying out, unfortunately, due to Zakir, who is... Oh no, Zakir's over here. I think it's Keycracker again, unfortunately. Very far behind the pack. So we're going to have to wait for him again before we can get racing. Almost this has been about 5-6 laps under safety car conditions, which is quite hectic.
Yes, unfortunately. Yeah, and it seems Zakir has been put a lap down by the game for disconnecting earlier. And that is really very unfortunate.
Yeah.
Right, Humid following on from Jarvis, from Venom, from Alf, from Marsh, TJ, Corsair, Demo, Afrodox, and Rocking Robin. That is rounding up your top 10 at the moment.
Yes, so that is the top 10. Rocking Robin has stayed pretty consistent with his top 10s, especially in qualifying. So they go stoned as usual, unfortunately, after that crash. So Afrodox is really going to want to be battling with those brand new mediums to get back up to where he was after that incident. Corsair as well. I believe Corsair also went onto a new set of hard tires, in fact. So Afrodox has got the temporary start advantage over Corsair with the medium compound tires, but Corsair obviously has the long-term benefit over Afrodox. So we'll see what these two will do. Like we said, the main rivals right now of this league. So pretty big scenes over here. We see lots of weaving, trying to get those tires warm. And I believe safety car should be coming in this lap. Hopefully. There we go. So safety car is indeed coming in this lap. We're going to go on board with Humidifier and watch that live speed again to see when he does perform the jump. And then we'll swap back as soon as we can to Jarvis to see if Jarvis was able to keep with Humidifier's jump, or if Humid managed to get the jump over Jarvis behind. Both drivers on old hard tires, so it is pretty fair for both of them right now.
Jarvis sticking to Humidifier like glue at the moment. Venom giving them both some space.
Alright, so Humid's still not on the jump actually, where Corsair was on the jump.
Yeah, he's leaving it till the last corner.
And Humid on the jump last second, and he actually does catch Jarvis out a little bit. Jarvis thinking he was going to jump a lot earlier, but Jarvis is still really sticking with him, and Venom actually sticks very well with Jarvis, going up the outside to see if he can potentially take a position away there. A few scenes happening over here. TJ up into 4th place. Alf loses his position down to 5th, and we actually see Marsh and Corsair now trying to fight back up through that pack on the new set of tires. That is very close.
Just splits them. Alf going off the road.
Oh, very
having
close.
Some trouble. Does he have wing damage? No. He's just struggling with some understeer.
Someone's ghosted there. Who is that? Okay, so that's Zakiya still. So Marsh and Corsair both up into 5th and 6th. Great launch from them. Demo following up into 2nd. Afrodox up on the inside right now of Demo. Demo loses a position to him. I don't think he's going to fight that too hard. He doesn't want to burn all that ERS that he saved. So Afrodox should hold that position. Keycracker, another penalty, unfortunately. So not looking good from him right now. Corsair now taking the position away from Marsh. Goes up the inside of Marsh. I think Marsh may have given that one to him. But we're going to go on board with Marsh. See if he's going to try and attack again. Alright, so right now still chilling. We're going to watch as he comes across the next corner. A little bit of a squabble coming out of that exit. Nothing from him. So he's going to let Corsair go. I think that might be team strategy, trying to get Corsair back up into where he needs to be. Obviously, he did not have a good first race because of his disconnect issues, but Marsh didn't even race in the first race due to load shedding. So unfortunate scenes for both of these drivers. They both need to bring up a couple more points because of their unfortunate first race of the series results. But as I say, Venom is getting contested right now by TJ. Has Humid pulled away? No, he hasn't. Jarvis is right behind Humid, as we see over here. So he's going to be a little bit of a threat to Humid. Both of these guys on old hard tires, but so is Venom. But we see Venom now actually under pressure. Where am I going? So I'm pressing the wrong button. Venom is under pressure from those drivers behind him. We can see that is a big train involved, including Corsair and Marsh. Those two really quick drivers on the new hard compound tires are very close. As you can see, they're very close driving right on the bumpers. We've got a bit of a yellow flag. Someone's off, and it's Alpha actually. So Alpha's gone off the track, unfortunately, losing the rear end most probably. But Jarvis now right on the gearbox.
Corsair making a move on TJ. No,
Corsair,
did he?
Oh,
a little bit touch.
Little bit dirty, but he made the move stick. TJ is going defensive though.
Just a slight squabbling. It's a little bit of argy-bargy, nothing too bad.
Nothing too bad. So TJ actually goes very defensive. Corsair looking back up the inside.
Corsair, no, bro.
Getting a little bit too impatient over there, trying to get past TJ.
Forcing himself into a space that is closing. That is not on.
A little bit unsportsmanship-like behavior from Corsair. Not the greatest not the thing you want to see, but he is going to be right on the gearbox now of TJ. As we get DRS enabled, obviously not over there on that point, but he is definitely going to try and take TJ now on this next lap. He is annoyed and he wants to get out of him, out of that slipstream. So Marsh,
Marsh took out Corsair. No, Marsh went way too defensive and missed his braking point.
So Marsh, I'm not too sure if he's got wing damage. I don't know if that was desync or something. Marsh has got no wing damage.
Marsh, right?
Yeah, Marsh has got no wing damage.
That is so strange.
Okay. So Marsh got a 3-second time penalty, unfortunately, to Corsair. So not looking good from him now.
Was Corsair perhaps glitching out? We don't know.
Yeah, I'm not too sure because Marsh has got
the contact couldn't have been intentional.
Yeah, no, I don't think it was. That's a little bit hectic. I think Corsair may have had a little bit of a lag spike because it looked like Marsh was not braking there. But I think that might have been the desync because it didn't seem, you know, Marsh doesn't have any evidence that he actually hit Corsair. So not too sure what's happening now, but Marsh behind Afrodox. He's going to want to get in front of him. He knows that he is the main rival right now. But TJ doing quite well, actually. Afrodox right behind him, but TJ keeping his third place up in the podium, and he's really not losing space to the two drivers in front. Jarvis and Humid are not running away with this Grand Prix like they probably wish they would. Still very, very close right now between the top four, which is looking quite good.
Yeah, I believe it is a net P1 for Afrodox at the moment.
Yeah, that is
Humidifier, Jarvis, and Afrodox all have to pit, and Afrodox is without a doubt faster on these medium tires.
Yeah, so TJ, the first, second, and third drivers all needing to pit on those old tires, but Afrodox on the new medium, so he does not need to pit. But we can see there, he's really gaining now on TJ. He has got that speed advantage with those medium compound tires. So 267 right now through the S's. Relatively the same speed on the mediums, but you can see he's right on the gearbox of TJ. So he might pose as a threat coming onto the back straight now. It's going to be a DRS train, so we'll probably go bird's eye view with Humid to see if he gets taken by Jarvis.
They are all low on ERS. They are all so low.
Humid also 18% ERS, leader of this race, so he's going to have to pray and hope that no one takes him here, because he's not going to have DRS like the rest of the drivers are going to have. So as you can see, the DRS wide open. Will we be seeing scenes on the back straight over here? Jarvis getting right up behind him. Jarvis going up the inside. He does take Humid. Does TJ?
Afrodox is burning. Afrodox is burning. Oh, it is a 3 wide into the hairpin.
Very,
but
very
still
close.
clean, still clean. A little bit of touching of the wheels, and Afrodox gets sent wide. Afrodox got sent. Ooh, Marsh up the inside.
This is very,
TJ
very
in
close.
third. Oh, TJ understeering.
This is very hectic. TJ still
contact
sticking
once
third.
again.
Big contact between the three wide right now. Afrodox losing out. Marsh right on the outside. Marsh takes Afrodox. Actually, this is so close. The top, these three over here are going to be going into the starting lap with DRS. Who will actually come out of this in front? Marsh is trying to keep that inside line to stay on the inside for turn 1. So now Afrodox has lost out completely behind Marsh and behind TJ still. Check this DRS train. This is going to be hectic. He looks up the inside. Afrodox
again. Oh, movements.
Oh.
And a spin from Afrodox. Where's
And that's
Marsh?
damage.
Marsh is okay.
That's damage.
TJ is fine. And yeah,
Afrodox is out.
out.
And he's out. What the heck is going on? So
There was
Afrodox.
a little bit of moving under braking from Marsh.
This is the scenes.
no.
I saw wing damage, but I'm assuming that wing damage was Afrodox because it's not on TJ or Marsh. TJ's good. Oh, okay, no, there we go. So Marsh has lost the side of his wing. It is safety car, so he can go into change, but yeah, he's lost the end plate. Yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
but what are the scenes? Afrodox, last week's race winner, has DNF'd from this race after going a little bit too aggressive with those three, but I don't think that was his fault. Marsh, like you say, moving under
Not at
braking.
all. Yes, so Marsh pulled out from the back of TJ, forgetting to defend from Afrodox early on, and then turning into the corner whilst braking, forcing Afrodox into his front left wheel. So that was quite unfortunate.
I think one thing we actually didn't see, Jarvis has taken the lead of this race from Humidifier just before safety car started. So Jarvis currently P1.
Yes, I
ahead
believe
of-
that was a classic safety car, classic DRS pass overtake from Jarvis on
Yeah, so-
Humidifier.
Jarvis now leading this race. Humid down in second. TJ is still really, really good so far. Third. Started fifth, now in third place. Marsh, a little bit not so great. He's had a little bit of tiffs throughout the race. A little bit of taps here and there with some of the drivers. And as you can see, he's lost his end plate as a result. Demo receiving a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car. I'm
How
seeing
did Demo manage that?
I don't know if this might be lobby glitches because, I mean, this has happened twice now with two drivers.
Are they
so
not receiving the warning that there's a safety car, or is he not getting a delta?
yeah, it could be something like that. It's happened before, but I'm seeing a lot of penalties right now. But as you can see here, everyone coming into the pit lane, someone actually double stacking over there, and everyone coming onto softs now, or Demo onto softs. Was softs last until the end of the race? I'm not too sure. So Jarvis and Humid both out onto medium tires. Demo out onto softs, which is a bit weird to see. Corsair onto mediums, brand new mediums. Venom now also on mediums. Keycracker has actually made a bit of a recovery drive this race, up into 7th place, and there goes Afrodox. Very weird scenes over here. I don't know, do you find this weird for Afro to be on softs?
Afro. I believe you,
not Afro,
you mean
sorry,
Demo.
Yes, sorry, Demo.
Yes, obviously it's 14 laps away from the checkered flag. I don't think those softs will last at all. It will give him a bit of a boost, but as we saw from Quali, he was 2 seconds down on pace. So I don't think it will provide him that much of an advantage. Humidifier and Jarvis are obviously in it for the race win at this moment. They are on fresh mediums. Corsair will need to trail. He's also on fresh mediums now. He has stopped. Marsh as well, but he's in 8th.
Marsh, yeah,
So the front-running drivers are now at the back.
Marsh unfortunately lost a lot of his time in the pit, spending an extra 5 or 6 seconds or so swapping out that broken wing. So that's really unfortunate for him. After that little bit of contact with Afro, who is now out of this race as a result. So very, very hectic scenes here at COTA. Lots of action, which is great for the combox, but you know, lots of swapping for drivers is a bit unusual. You know, drivers going from 1st to 8th, back up to 3rd, back down to 9th. It's a constant highs and lows for these guys. Safety car still staying out, unfortunately, due to Alf, I believe, who is down there. Yeah, so that is Alf, unfortunately, very far down the line from the rest of the drivers. So we'll probably be out for one more lap, and safety car will resume then.
And Zakia, had he not been a lap down, he would currently be in 5th. Oh, this game is so cruel.
Who was that, sorry?
Zakia, currently the 1 lap down man.
Yeah, unfortunately, the game has placed him an entire lap down from the pack, so 1 minute 49 seconds away from everyone else. So he literally cannot get anywhere else by the 11th this race, I think, with the amount of laps left. So really unfortunate scenes from him. And it's not unfortunately what we want to see, but unfortunately EA servers have never been reliable, so that is unfortunately the result of constant disconnects, and I don't even think that would have been on his side. I think that would have been server side, so unfortunate for him.
Since we are doing another lap, let's see, go into detail. Keycracker is still on 9 lap old hards. He's going to drop like a rock, unfortunately.
He's still on? Yeah, so Keycracker 9 lap old hard tires. So yeah, no, that's unfortunately not great scenes from him. That is going to be terribly slow, and Marsh is easily going to take him on race start with those brand new mediums. So Rocking Robin as well, brand new mediums. Alf on relatively new hards, and then Zakia on also little bit aged medium tires. But Keycracker not great for 9 lap old hards compared to the rest of the pack.
Seems, and then unfortunately, as the safety car will pull in, Demo will have to serve that drive through.
Yeah,
and then we have 5 individuals that have a 3-second time penalty. That'll be Corsair, TJ, Keycracker, Rocking Robin, and Zakir.
So all of them receiving 3-second time penalties for infringements on the track. So that is most probably going to be track limit warnings, unfortunately. And COTA is a little bit punishing with that with their flat curves. So it's very easy for you to run wide or run over a curve that you're not meant to. But safety car is going to be coming in this lap. So is it coming in this lap?
I believe so. Everyone is huddled
Yeah,
up.
there we go. All right, so
And safety car is pulled away.
There we go. So we're going to be watching the jump again on Jarvis's POV, and then we'll quickly swap down to Humid to see if he does get the jump as well. Let's see if Jarvis holds it for as long as Humid did. We see people like Corsair who takes the jump immediately as he can, and then people like Humid who take it as to the last second that he can, right up to the start finish line. So let's watch Jarvis over here. Most probably going to do it on the final corner.
Yes, he does.
Yep,
he pulls away immediately on the exits.
And it seems like Humid has stuck with him. Humid has not dropped back. Demo losing a lot of time from Humidify, as you can see over there. Not a great launch from him. And Marsh is going up the dive. Corsair, sorry. Going up the dive for the dive already on Demo, but I think Demo went wide, unfortunately, on that corner, and Corsair took advantage. So currently Corsair back into the top 3 after a couple of those racing incidents. So great stuff from him. Venom also receiving another 3-second time penalty for infringements on the track. So not great things from these guys. Marsh currently still trailing with no penalties, but he is going to need to build up and try and get past these slower runners in front of him.
If he keeps it clean, he can definitely inherit a few places should he not overtake them.
Definitely.
Corsair obviously trying his hardest now to keep up with Humid and Jarvis. It would be in his best interest not to use ERS, but unfortunately he's already at 50%. That is going to absolutely hinder him into the final laps of the race.
So he's really
as both Jarvis and Humid are still high on their ERS counts.
Yeah, so Jarvis, obviously I can't see unfortunately, but Humid 80%, Corsair already 56% ERS usage. Obviously having to burn a lot to try and catch up to these guys before DRS gets re-enabled. So like you said, that's going to be a little bit of a disadvantage to him towards the end of this race, when that final little bit of ERS battery really matters. No positions yet for Marsh. Marsh has not been able to make the gains that he wished to get on TJ, but Keycracker, I believe that Keycracker going to pit? He did, yes. So Keycracker went in to go and pit after safety car. And Corsair setting the fastest lap. Who's that in the pit lane? Demo coming to the pit lane. I think he may have made a mistake then with those.
No. He's serving his drive-through at the moment.
Yes, he's serving the drive-through that he got. Sorry, I thought he was pitting again. So Demo serving that drive-through after speeding under the pit lane. Under the pit car, the safety car. Sorry. And Marsh gains that position from him up into 6th place. TJ now up into 5th. And then Venom 4th place. With Corsair still 3rd, Humid still 2nd, and then Jarvis leading in 1st. Jarvis is also not really pulling away from Humid, but Corsair is creeping closer and closer. So when DRS does get enabled, it's going to be a little bit of a DRS train again, so it might be really good to watch.
Yeah, we can see TJ right on the back of Venom. Both of them, oh no, TJ has seemed to use all of his ERS, running at around 30% now. Venom still at 50%. Marsh being very conservative at 60%. And TJ does make the overtake on Venom just before the hairpin. I believe, was that a traditional overtake or was it with DRS? I'm not sure.
No, I don't think DRS has actually been enabled yet for this lap.
Okay, well done to TJ.
So TJ just using pure slipstream to make an overtake on Venom, and then obviously utilizing that inside line and cutting deep and braking a little bit later. So he's now up into 4th place again, which is good stuff from him. Great performance so far from TJ this race. He's kept it very consistent. Which is great stuff to see, but DRS is going to be enabled now at the start of this lap, I believe. And yes, it does. It's just unfortunately behind Humid's thing, so Zakia getting a 3-second time penalty as well.
Another tap into turn 1 as Jarvis turns in too early under braking.
So Jarvis turning under braking again, but Humid, thankfully, doesn't seem like he got any damage from that, but Jarvis is contesting.
No. At least Humidifier's front end plate is still intact. It was only a light touch, so I doubt there'd be any damage.
Yeah, no damage.
All seems well. Doesn't seem like there's much understeer coming from Humid. No, what's going on here? Humid has to give that place back.
Was that an illegal overtake?
No, I'm uncertain as to why he gave it back. Maybe for the DRS. Yes, he did it for the DRS.
And I think Jarvis might have read that. Jarvis, I believe, using a little bit of ERS to try and pull away, but Humid is going to get that. And
yeah, he's still mitigating with ERS, but Humid is coming back.
Tapping again from Jarvis and Humid. Humid goes wide, unfortunately, and Corsair
I don't think that was the right call from Humid.
Yeah, definitely
to just solidly give up a position like that and then get a poor exit out of the hairpin has cost him 2 positions now.
So Corsair
is still going into a gap that is closing. That is going to, as you can see, that has hindered him, and he has now lost position to Humidifier.
So Humid back up into 2nd place. Like we say, not the smartest decision of him actually to try and give up that position for the DRS. It didn't work out for him. TJ getting another 3-second time penalty, so unfortunate for him. But here we go, the DRS train is going to start. TJ gets DRS and so does Venom. So no overtakes into turn 1 yet. We don't want to see any more bumper taps like we have seen on the previous lap. So Jarvis back up into 1st place. Humid now in 2nd, Corsair in 3rd. and TJ not far behind in 4th. So the top 4 are going to be fighting super hard for the battle for first place. So here we go, getting very close, not to the back straight. Right, so unfortunately, it seems like did have a little bit of a network bop there. I apologize to everyone who was watching. A little bit of a network fob there, and should be back. Stream should be live again, but we are back with racing again. So Azure was providing commentary. So Jarvis losing that place to Humid, as he was saying. Humid up into first place, as Corsair not able to get that position on Jarvis, unfortunately, and TJ also still close in 4th position, but everyone got penalties except Jarvis and Humid, and as well as Marsh. You know, Marsh is also running a little bit in the back, but no penalties, which could be great for the final result of the race.
I believe everyone's falling into place now with Jarvis looking to make a
position.
move on Humidifier.
Oh, that is close. That was a very close call. We saw the brakes locking there. Jarvis trying to go for a late decision move up the inside of Humidifier.
And Humidifier leaving him the car's width just to get by cleanly.
Yeah, exactly.
Marsh now getting onto the back of Venom at the moment. Venom seemingly fell behind by half a second from previous lap where he was within DRS range.
So obviously a little bit of mistakes have happened that past lap from Venom. Unfortunately losing a lot of time from TJ, and he's actually going to lose the DRS now, which means Marsh is going to have an easy pick on him in the following DRS zones.
Both Venom and Marsh seem to be uneasy with the car. They aren't making much inroads into the cars ahead of them. And Marsh very uncomfortable in the wake of Venom. You can see that dirty air absolutely destroying his momentum through the corners.
Definitely, yeah. The dirty air really does disturb the aero of the car. And we actually see that the rear end, yeah, a little bit of a slide there. But he's going to really want to try and take advantage of the DRS that he's going to get now on Venom, get past him and get into a little bit of clean air before he starts catching up to TJ and Corsair and them in front. So let's see, Marsh actually falling a little bit behind. Does he still have DRS? He does, but he's very far behind from Venom. I don't know if he's going to be able to make a move.
And TJ just made an overtake on Corsair on the straight with DRS coming around the outside. Corsair now trailing.
So Corsair now down into 4th, TJ up into 3rd. Humid's still trying to gain back that first position from Jarvis. So it's looking quite tight right now. I mean, TJ is posing as a real threat to Corsair. Corsair is trying to just stamp straight through up to where Humid is, his teammate, and try and assist up there to try and get both him and his teammate up into 1st and 2nd, but it's not working out. TJ is providing a pretty good wall of defense right now with the constant DRS battles with Corsair, and Corsair is going to get the DRS, and TJ has no DRS now, so he's left exposed, and we might see a dive up the inside, but TJ is definitely might have been using a little bit of ERS as he came out of that corner. Corsair unfortunately unable to catch up to him, and Demo getting another 3-second time penalty for infringements on track limits. So not looking great at COTA with track limits. It seems like everyone is abusing, unfortunately, and they are getting penalized for it.
Yeah, it seems not a single driver in the top 4 has an ERS advantage. Everyone has blown through their reserves. I believe it will be swapping positions on the back straight with DRS assisting. We just see who's going to be behind who on the final lap and who's going to get that DRS to overtake.
Definitely.
Drivers should now be saving that ERS. They shouldn't be bombing it out. Obviously, TJ and Corsair cannot battle for lead now, unless
Jarvis.
Humidify and Jarvis.
Humid actually didn't go for the dive there. I felt like he had the speed over there. He was right behind him, but he decides to play safe and keeps behind Jarvis just before the end of the hairpin over the end of the corner. So top four, as you can see, really, really close. Look at them. As you can see, all four in the frame. So it's going to be really close between these four as it starts to get towards the end of the race now, as the tires start to die off. And it starts to get more slippery. And as we said, the one guy who was not getting any penalties, Marsh, gets his 3-second time penalty. And now it is just Humid and Jarvis. Alpha's left the session, unfortunately.
I wonder what's happening.
Yeah,
unfortunately, Jarvis and Humidify, they dropped pace as TJ went from 7 tenths behind to now almost crashing into Humidify there.
And Humid
as he
taking first place. There we go. TJ actually looking up the inside there. I believe he cut the corner a little bit, but no further penalty. He might have gotten a warning from that. But he's right behind Jarvis now. And Corsair has actually dropped back a little bit. But as you can see, the top four of there really, really close between them. So it's going to start to get hectic for these final 5 laps.
Yeah, I see Humidify has built up his ERS bank. I think that was his plan, to just go into the DRS, not use any ERS, save it up. And as you can see, now has an 8-tenth lead, obviously coming down at the DRS, but I doubt Jarvis will have the ability to make a move now into this corner. And he doesn't.
Not. No, so he doesn't. That would have been very, very clumsy and unsportsmanlike if he did try to go for a dive there. He was a little bit too far back. But Sector 2 caution. And Venom is off, unfortunately. Was that a tap or was that a loss of rear grip? I'm not too sure. But Venom is unfortunately off. Marsh now gained the position. Marsh up into 5th, now behind Corsair. So the two guys who are in teams right now, Corsair and Marsh, now 4th and 5th with Humid leading in 1st. So they're going to need to try and get a couple more positions before this race ends to be in their ideal position. Alpha has fortunately rejoined the race, but his AI has lost a lot of cover from Demo. As you can see, 15 seconds behind Demo now, which is quite unfortunate. But as we see it, Humid is now starting to pull a gap, 1 second gap already on Jarvis, which means Jarvis right now won't have DRS, but you can see him there slowly starting to break that 1 second, but then it's getting rebuilt again. So quite close. Corsair again now on the gearbox of TJ, only 4 tenths behind, so he's definitely going to probably contest, but TJ is going to have the DRS from Jarvis, so this is going to be close.
Yeah, Humidify strategically deploying his ERS just way before the DRS pickup, so that Jarvis can't get it and so that he can pull away.
Yeah, so Jarvis now left exposed, unfortunately. No DRS for him, so he's going to have to, but you can see that light is flashing. He is harvesting right now. So TJ might actually go for a dive. He doesn't, to stay safe, which is quite smart of him. He did come from very, very far back, but as you can see, he's right behind Jarvis now. Due to Jarvis having no ERS and no DRS, so lacking a lot of speed on the straight compared to the drivers behind him. And Corsair also right behind TJ, and then Marsh trying to catch up slowly but surely, but still 4 seconds behind his teammate. So yeah, pretty good for we got 3 laps left now, or 3 or 4 laps roughly of this race, so we're going to be closing up shortly. So far, Humid stands a pretty good chance at coming first for this race, with a 1.3 second gap, as we said, using his ERS very strategically and gapping Jarvis so that he cannot build any form of DRS on Humid. And he is now exposed to TJ. TJ now right behind Jarvis, and Corsair trailing right behind them.
Yeah, it seems Marsh just can't keep up with the front pack. He is dropping back slowly but surely. Venom going into the pits. I'm uncertain as to why he did that. Maybe he did not feel the mediums were well, but I hope he realizes he does not get a point for fastest lap, so that would be a waste.
Yeah, unfortunately here on the F1 event series for Lights Out, there is no point for fastest lap. Only if a championship were to come, there would be points. But for this event series, there is no fastest lap point, so it is all up to your position. So he might have sacrificed a bit there for the soft tires. He could have just been really struggling though on his previous set of tires. But as we speak of it, TJ goes on the outside of Afro. So Afro's going to have... not Afro, sorry, Jarvis. Yeah, so it's now up on the inside, but Jarvis is going to be on the inside of the following corner. That's the weird thing about COTA. Lots of insides and outsides, and as you can see, swings wide to try and get on the inside, and it actually works a little bit, but he does not have enough speed or momentum to carry to get past Jarvis, unfortunately. So Jarvis still remains second with TJ behind him. Corsair now violently close to TJ because of that fighting. Q-Cracker, another 3-second time penalty, unfortunately. And this is going to be close. Corsair might go for an overtake now. Let's go on board with him. A little bit too far, actually, still. TJ might go for position. He's definitely going for it. Goes up the inside. Corsair does not do anything. He wants to stay out of that one. He does not want to go 3 wide. But Jarvis getting very disadvantaged from TJ overtaking, and Corsair is now right behind him.
Jarvis would do well not to fight too hard. He does not have any penalties, and the 2 drivers he's battling with do. TJ, obviously, he has 6 seconds. That is going to hamper his final position tremendously. So we have to see what Corsair can manage. Corsair going wide, he might get a 6 second himself. But Jarvis keeping it clean, keeping it calm.
Nothing from Corsair, as you can see, no ERS left in that battery, so he cannot really do much.
Jarvis did lock up and go wide, and he is...
Yeah. He's
oh
defending.
Wow, he sent it there. He did go a little bit aggressive, making contact with Corsair. But tit for tat, I imagine. And as Corsair is lagging into and out of Jarvis now at the moment. Maybe he's having network issues.
So Corsair...
And this is allowing TJ to pull away now.
TJ now pulling away actually, but unfortunately won't be able to catch Humid in the time of laps he's got left. Humid now almost 4 seconds ahead of TJ. Jarvis now under threat by Corsair without that DRS, or does he have DRS? No, I believe he does. No, he doesn't. He's keeping it close, so Corsair's still unable to do anything.
No, he had DRS.
Did he?
It was a visual glitch on your side, unfortunately.
Oh, okay, cool. So he did have DRS, just not for me, unfortunately. So Corsair unable to do anything, unfortunately, there, but he is right behind him. But as you said, Jarvis, no penalties, so whether or not Corsair passes him, he will take that position away from him in anyways, as well as TJ. I mean, Jarvis is not... Jarvis is right behind TJ, and TJ's got that penalty. But
yes,
here we go.
TJ has failed to pull away, and everyone will be getting DRS that is now behind him.
Yes, exactly.
So
But
we'll see how it goes.
Final lap, Humid is scot-free alone on the final straight. He's probably not even using any ERS. Yeah, as you can see, they're 19% battery, so he's just going to be limping it basically to the end of the line. But he can do that. Oh, very
gets another 3 second
while trying to fight Jarvis. Does he get the
I
position?
believe Jarvis did push him off. This is so unnecessary from Jarvis, driving so hard.
He doesn't have penalties. I don't think he's realizing that. I think his survival instinct is kicking in to try and keep Corsair behind, but he really doesn't have to. And as you can see now, really just sitting on the racing line, trying to force Corsair to go around.
Yeah, he's doing very remarkable defending there.
And Corsair going right around it. Corsair takes that position, goes very wide though, which is quite weird, but unfortunately he won't get anything. Humidifier takes the win here at COTA with no penalties as well. TJ, Jarvis finishes in second. Oh yeah, sorry, I got confused there. Jarvis takes second place, obviously with the penalties. TJ in third. Marsh also with minimal penalties up into fourth, and actually in front of Corsair. Corsair drops down to fifth. Rocking Robin does a great job from 12th all the way to 6th position. So great stuff from him. Venom, as you can see, they're setting the fastest lap, but unfortunately it does not matter.
Yeah, he did, however, get past Rocking Robin, so no sacrifice.
So he actually gets past up into 6th place. Rocking Robin loses that position down into 7th. Demo finishes in 8th, not the best of finishes, but not a bad performance either. Alf, unfortunately, suffering from a couple of disconnect issues earlier on in the race. and that is unfortunately leading to him finishing a little bit lower down, but still finishing the race is a good thing. So there we go. That is the end of the COTA Grand Prix, the United States Austin Grand Prix. And yeah, so Humid has gotten himself...
Marsh has unfortunately left prematurely, and that has caused the game to glitch, putting him down in 8th position, now 9th. And I imagine if Keycracker passes the finish line, Marsh is going to drop down into 10th, but we will correct that.
Yeah,
we will just need to go onto stream and capture his position from there.
So Marsh was 4th, and then Corsair was 5th.
Yes, but obviously for penalties, if penalties come in, we still need his time delta behind other drivers.
Exactly, yeah. Well then, that is the end of today's stream and today's race. Thank you everyone who was able to watch and attend. It was a great race, very interesting. I apologize for my internet drop that I had, which caused the stream to pause for a bit. But thankfully, with a trusty commentator like Azure who can be there to back up, it's always a nice thing. So we still had comms covered through then, but yeah, so there we go. Humidifier takes first place with an extra 20 points added on to his points for this F1 series. Jarvis taking second place, great points for him, and then TJ finishes third place, so great finish from him as well.
Yes, well done to all the drivers. Thank you, Tristan, for commentating tonight.
You are most welcome.
And also streaming for us. Greatly appreciated.
So there is the final standings of today's race. I'm going to leave that up here for a little bit so you guys can see. But other than that, thank you to everyone who came and watched. And we will see you guys next week for Vegas. Have a good one. Cheers.
Cheers.